What's up everybody, my name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, in a couple of hours time we are going to be seeing our first preseason game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and today I kind of just want to discuss what I expect to see out of this game against Cleveland. Now keep in mind this is preseason, this is not game one of the NBA regular season. You probably won't see every single minute detail from the starters minutes to the bench roles minutes and everything like that. It's not going to be completely set like you probably would normally see in a regular season game, but there's still some things you need to expect to see from the Chicago Bulls. You need to expect to see, I guess, a certain style of play, for example. You need to see these things in order to believe it can be translated over to the regular season. That is what training camp and preseason is all about. We'll be taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about what I expect to see in this video. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about these Chicago Bulls and I guess what you expect to see from their first preseason game. Now, despite I guess popular beliefs, I don't actually expect the Bulls to win this game. Now, if they win this game, will I be happy? Of course. If they lose this game, I'm not going to lose my mind over it. The one thing I want to see, though, the one thing I truly expect to see is a different style of game. A different plan, a different way to play the game, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I want to see. More than anything, if we come into this game slow, lethargic, isolation heavy, pick and roll heavy, still no rim protection, maybe it's a multi-guard system, maybe we play small ball, whatever we've been used to for the past 2-3 seasons with the Chicago Bulls, and you don't see any changes in game one, I will be very upset, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why is we've had time to work on what we're supposed to be doing. We've had time for teammates to gel, we've had time for teammates to play with each other, we've had time to try and figure out how we're supposed to play. So if none of those things are implemented in game one, I have to, in my eyes at least, believe that not much is truly going on in training camp of significance, and that's going to cause great worry for the regular season. So yeah, it won't be perfect. I'm sure there'll be mistakes. It's another thing to expect, but ultimately I want to see the foundations of it more than anything. We can focus on how it can be executed to perfection in the regular season and whether or not we can actually win with the style of gameplay. But the way that I want to see it, I need to see that foundations. I need to see them at least try to play faster, try a different style of game, try to be able to do something unique with the brand new players and returning players that we have in this team. If you don't expect that in this game, then I don't know what you expect from preseason in general. This is the only time you can really focus on something like that. So that's what I want to see. Obviously, the second thing I expect to see, that is minute restrictions. Now you might be saying, well, of course, Lonzo Ball's here. Of course, if he's going to play in this game, I don't think he will. But minutes restrictions is a certainty. I'm talking about the entire team, mainly the starters. I expect the Bulls to play their starters at least in the first quarter, maybe the second quarter, but I expect towards the second half, you're going to see a team that you probably won't recognize. You're going to see a lot of players fighting for their lives in terms of contract situations. You're going to be seeing the bench mob try to do their thing. Heck, you might even see the bench mob from the very beginning. But I do expect minutes restrictions. Zach LaVine has claimed he's fully healthy. As good as that may be, I don't expect Zach LaVine to be playing a big chunk of minutes today. Nor Kobe White, nor Io, nor Patrick Williams. Josh Giddey probably won't be playing. But anyway, those type of guys that could play in the preseason, I still don't expect them to play their proper minutes. You would have to try and focus on that towards the end of preseason. Maybe the last game of the preseason, you get your set minutes, you get your set rotation, you get your set first half, second half type of action, and you move on from there. But in the first game of preseason, expect a lot of rotation, expect a lot of bench guys, bench mob guys, two-way contract guys, G League guys, training camp deal guys. Those are going to be the ones that you need to focus on in preseason for at least the first game, maybe the second game as well, as they try to adjust to what's to come. And of course, they're fighting for their lives, and the Bulls need to see that more than anything. The third thing I expect this Bulls team to see, I'm hoping we see this. Ultimately, it's not something I expect technically, but I'm hoping we see this. Brand new coaching styles. Now, a lot of blame has fallen into Billy Donovan's hands for the last couple of seasons, and I think some of it is rightfully deserved. But now he's got a full bench mob of assistant coaches there, some with veteran experience, most with veteran experience as head coaches. He has at his disposal of the Chicago Bulls bench as assistant coaches. And I expect that to be fully used and completely utilized in order to get the coaching staff to where it needs to be. Maybe Billy Donovan isn't the problem. Maybe it was the assistant coaches below him. Maybe Billy Donovan, since he is the head coach, will take the bulk of the blame. Whatever the excuses you could throw out there for Billy Donovan, he now has a completely new assistant coaching team behind him. And that is something that he should not be taking for granted. So I expect a different style of coaching. I expect brand new ideas. I expect different ways to kind of set up your timeouts and your challenges and all these things. I expect minutes to be changed as well. Whether it's sporadically, maybe you play the hot hand these days, because sometimes we don't see that. Or if the set minutes are there, make them different type of set minutes. Whatever it is, that's what I'm expecting to see from this coaching staff in this preseason game. Multiple preseason games to come. And obviously, as we get into the regular season, it should already be fully well known what the Bulls are planning to do for the regular season in terms of a coaching style. And obviously, the last thing that the last thing I expect to see is player development. If there's any time to try something new, it's in the preseason. Heck, I don't know if it was this preseason, but I saw a TikTok of James Harden doing a fake pass into a three, which no one really ever does. He airballed it, I think. But that is something new. And James Harden is pretty much the king of this. Trying to do something different each and every offseason. Work on a different move. Work on a move that could be effective. Or maybe it's not so effective, but you got to try it. This is what preseason is all about as well. Trying different things to see what sticks and what doesn't stick. So I do expect player development. You know, opportunities for guys like Dalen Terry, for example, who's in his third year, is rising, hopefully, in his development. I expect him to kind of have a good reign in preseason, my apologies. I expect him to try new things. I expect him to try and elevate his game in preseason, because that can help boost confidence into the regular season as well. So these are just some of the things that I believe the Chicago Bulls should be doing in this first game of preseason and for future games to come. Now, keep in mind, when we face the Cleveland Cavaliers, we are facing a team that's played together for a couple of years now. And the Bulls are a brand new team. This is why I don't expect to win in preseason, because we have so much to figure out, whereas with Cleveland, sure, they have things to figure out. I think every team has something to figure out. But ultimately, they're a team that does play together, know what they are. They've been in the same team for the last couple of years. The proof is in the pudding with Cleveland Cavaliers. We already know how good of a team they are. The Bulls still have to get to that level, still have to get to the point where they're even comfortable with each other. So it's two different playing fields, two different dynamics, two different team situations that we are coming into. So if you expect to beat the Cavs, well, look, I hope we beat the Cavs. But that's not necessarily what I'm looking for. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I unfortunately will not be doing a watch-along for this game, and for most games in the regular season, I will not be doing watch-alongs for them. I do have full-time employment, and these games do happen when I work. So I can't even watch the games live. That's so depressing, man. Oh my, I just realized that. I can't even watch the games live. I'm going to have to come home and watch these games, bro. And then I have to make a game reaction about them. Man, my time's running thin, ladies and gentlemen. It's very difficult to do YouTube videos and work at the same time. But I'm going to do it because I have a passion for this. I still love the Bulls with all my heart. And I want to see them succeed, and I want to talk about them. So ultimately, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how much time it's going to take, I will get the job done in the end. And hopefully, I will see you all there for the game reaction tomorrow. Probably late, but early for you guys. Maybe then it's the next day for you guys, actually. But it'll be late for me. And I'll see you there. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.